All right, we'll start. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now, if Fair Board's coming today, we don't have nobody to let them in.
Yeah, we're gonna have to watch one.
You know what I mean?
Okay. We'll just have
Unless,
to-
Dave might stay around for a little bit if you want him to.
I don't know. I bet he's gone already.
Well, as we get close to 5, we'll
Cause I
watch.
had to,
I think there's 4:45.
my office had to be open late Monday, we have to stay open till 5 tomorrow too, for that election stuff.
Well, unless
Which
it's,
one? The Atkins one?
No, well, that one's for tomorrow night, yeah,
Yeah?
the, withdrawal deadline or whatever.
I'm guessing,
You gotta be in now?
Yes,
The candidates?
well, it's like, no, we got two things going on, never mind.
Yeah.
Cause I have the Center Point Urbana, it's that deadline thing.
Oh, because like I said, the crap that I got ain't gotta be until March 7th through the 24th, right?
Yeah, your stuff isn't, this is the two specials I'm talking about.
Okay.
They scare you?
Because all that crap's at home, so.
Yeah,
And I'm sure Gina wouldn't let me bring it early.
no, we can't, by law anyway.
See?
It's not her, it's law.
Okay.
You got enough signatures?
Yeah,
Good.
more than enough.
Yeah, that's,
yeah, remember he said he was gonna run around the cemeteries.
Got the same address. Shall we start at this? You got your letter opener?
There goes the lights out there.
this one was an email, so I
Okay,
just file stamped it.
I'll take that one. Oofda.
I know, I thought that too. Do you want me to try to catch him and see if he wants to stick around a little bit?
I
Is he
think
still
we could-
there?
We could
Well, I
probably
heard
watch.
Penny
and-
talking to him, but yeah,
Okay.
we could probably, I could text Nicole and tell her to come in the side door.
That one any better?
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong business if that other one was.
So I didn't realize you guys are gonna have the people come take down the walls again,
That's all my doing.
but then what they do now?
They're buying them back.
Oh, they do again?
Oh, yeah. Dan,
Yeah.
I'm tired of doing stuff myself, so.
Well, I don't blame you, that's physical work.
So, like I said, then that fell through, you know, I had it lined up Monday for today at 10 o'clock, and then she said, well, right after dinner. So when she called me again when I was up here doing the Zoom meeting, and now it's all the way off, so.
Zoom meeting.
Over the towers today.
Oh, how'd that come out?
Not too bad, I guess. I guess the biggest thing is that, you know, we got this 4 sites, more or less, well, 3 sites that are solid. Belle Plaine, Van Horn, and the new tower that we just bought. We still don't have a definite answer east of it here if the people will sell us an acre of ground. So they gotta get that confirmed that they, yes, they will sell us an acre of ground to put that tower on. Then they can go ahead and proceed about how high the tower's gotta be so they all hit.
So the one at Norway is done? We can make that one taller?
No, they ain't even started on that yet. No. They're just trying to get the sites where the towers are gonna be. Then the next step is how tall do the towers gotta be so they can all,
Right, but the ground was the thing at Norway.
Norway's is I can tell you that, I wrote that all down. Norway's tower is 100 foot, and they wanna end up going 230 foot tall.
And is that gonna work with the cemetery there?
Well, we don't know, we gotta see if we can get an easement from SHPO.
And that Belle Plaine Tower?
Belle Plaine Tower is 120 foot. So
And
there's
it's
two-
100 foot now.
No, it's 120 foot tower
is.
is right now, yes.
And what do they wanna take it to?
They wanna take it to 155, but if we go to 230 at Norway, since we're building a new tower, then we can leave the Belle Plaine Tower alone, the
Oh,
same height, make that in Norway taller.
that's gonna work out real good.
So,
So is this?
but they gotta get this lined up east of Benton here, that the people will sell an acre of ground, and then if they put it where they wanna put it, you know, maybe the Norway tower can be actually shorter than.
Okay. Will that hurt Belle Plaine?
What do you mean?
The height of the Belle Plaine Tower? If they get the ground they want here and make Norway shorter,
Then it'll work, you know what I mean?
Okay, let's get back to this again. Do you have the measurements? Because these are not the same.
It's 100
There goes somebody walking that way.
right here.
We were going around the building, I think.
Yeah, I don't see them. No.
You want another one besides that?
do they got the dimensions in their bids?
This has the dimensions correct, which is 115 by 200 and 20 by 30 for this, but it says 5 inches thick. This requires 5.5.
And that one is the one that's the high priced one?
Well, this is one out of Athens.
Penny was coming in with some stuff.
Okay, and I left this sprung over here. This has 20 by 30, 200 by 15. Instead of 115. And it is 5.5 inches deep. Then the other one
I'm gonna come back twice. Thank you.
says it is 15 by 25 and 90 by 45. This one says 90 by 34 and 25 by 14. They're not even correct. The measurements aren't correct.
So there ain't no bids that we can't even do anything, because they're both screwed up, right?
Well, this one, and you would have to, this has the correct dimensions, except for the one that says 200 by 15.
Forgot a one.
I'm guessing they forgot a 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it is 5.5. I mean, take a look at these. But this one, which is 2 of them, came to 142.4, but it's not the right dimensions.
Do you want to call them during the meeting or?
I
To see-
can.
Just to see if maybe they got heard it or if they,
They're probably there till 5, aren't they?
Yeah.
or if they, like doubled up with one of the other dimensions, not realizing.
Was there any need to call this other one that's higher?
I would say you'd want a clarification on that.
Okay.
If you're gonna call one to get it clarified, you need to call the other to get it clarified. And I'm gonna watch over
This
here.
one will be on speakerphone, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. I keep forgetting to bring it back over here.
No,
Just sit down.
Is Penny letting them in?
Yep,
Oh, so I can shut this?
yeah, because I think that's the only one that's left to come in is Nicole,
Okay,
unless we get city officials to come.
okay, thank you.
That soup was really good the other day that I had when I
Hmm?
saw you. The soup Tuesday was really
Oh,
good.
was it? Yeah, Pamela said it was real good.
That's my favorite. I'll check my junk mail too and make sure something didn't come in my other email.
Anyway,
could I talk to a Mark Burrell?
that's me.
Mark, this is
Yes.
Supervisor Tracy Seaman from Benton County.
Yes,
We're going over your bid for the concrete, okay? And we're guessing on your bid, if you got a copy handy to look at it,
hold on just a second till I pull it out here. Hold on. Okay,
okay, when you get down to the size and dimensions, the second one in there, you got 200 by 15. It should be 115. You forgot a one,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
guessing.
yeah, that's right.
But we just want to clarify that.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm just,
clerical mistake there.
yep, that's what I figured. I'm just double checking.
And all of our, I guess under some of my items, I told how the joints were gonna be tied. Basically, all the panels would be a 12 by 12 panel.
Between the seams?
Yes,
Okay,
between the longitudinal and the transverse joints. Basically, it's just going to the suit aspect, just like we use on the city streets there in Benton.
Okay.
Everything is to
Okay.
their spec.
okay,
Anything else?
that'll do
Just
it.
needed a
All right,
clarification.
thank you.
Yep, thank you. Bye.
You might wanna call the other to see if they did a correct measurements or not.
15 by 14. What was, you got the map.
Right there.
15 by 25.
Go on the west end. What's that one?
15 by 25 and 90 by 45.
90 by 40. 45?
I think they had 34.
Yeah.
And they have 5-inch rather than 5.5.
You don't know who the other one is supposed to be from, do you?
No.
Okay. I'm just making sure I didn't
They
miss
always
something.
call when I'm on the road and, you know,
Yeah.
nothing to write down and,
I just make sure I didn't miss something.
They don't have their name or number on the bid?
no, other people have called
Just-
me.
Yeah, it's that one I got by email, so I'm just checking my junk mail and make sure nothing went in there.
So we have just the two, is that correct?
I look at my emails first thing in the morning. That's it. Till in the evening.
Sure. Yeah, especially if you're not around.
Well, I got my
Well-
phone.
Dan, this is Tracy Seaman.
Yes, sir.
I got you on speakerphone.
Yep.
Going over your bid, the big one, the big pour, 115 by 12, 200. You got that set at 5 inches, did you mean 5 inches or 5.5?
what did I have down on there? What's it say on there?
5 inches thick with 3/8 inch rebar.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring. Yeah, somewhere right in there. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's not gonna be less than that.
Tell them the bids, it was at 5.5. That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, the bid was supposed to be
Was it supposed to be 5.5?
Yes,
Well, that's no problem.
5.5 inches deep for all 4
I
areas.
must have forgot to put the point five on there apparently then.
Okay. And then the other thing that we're looking at on the west end of the building where you gotta tear the asphalt out,
Yep.
you got it on that one, 90 by 34. And I think what we wrote down is 90 by 45.
Really? Did I screw that up?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I just went off those papers we scribbled on, I guess.
Okay. I'm not saying,
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's gotta be closer to 45 than 35.
Yeah. I mean, I thought I went off the papers on what we had everything written down, so I mean, I might have to put another tape on just to make sure.
Okay. All
And I
right.
could revise that if it's off or something, you know, but I was thinking that I was right, 'cause we stretched it out 25 and then we went another 10, I thought. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, do you have it written down as 45?
I do on the map that I got of we took it off beacon of the building, and I had a map up there where it's gonna be printed out, or poured, I should say, highlighted in yellow.
Okay.
So what I can do real quick, I guess I could go out and measure it.
Just to make sure, yeah.
But either you're too short and they're too long, the other bid, we got another bid to see their at. So,
Okay.
We should have time
Yep.
to measure it.
So that's the difference in our bids then, apparently?
yes,
Gotcha.
so,
Gotcha.
all right, let me go up, I'll measure this quick, all right?
Okay, sounds good.
All right, we'll go from there.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Dan.
Yep.
They're supposed to be here right now, right?
Yeah, they can come in, but they need to go out and see the time.
Is that his office number or
Cell phone,
his cell phone, so he would take that with him?
yes.
Okay,
I think as long as we get a rough estimate from Omen too, that's the
Right,
biggest,
that's
that's
what
the
I'm
biggest
looking at.
thing.
That's what I'm looking at.
And then for me too, for the,
I wanna make sure we do things legal and proper. I think in times past, if they didn't do it as per specs,
right, they're thrown out,
throw it out.
yep, or clerical errors, or.
Yeah,
Well, see, then you got both of them
we
gotta
had
be
both
thrown
as
out.
clerical
Didn't
errors.
We called on the bank that one time too, didn't we? When we were getting bonds, or interest
think
rates
so.
were here, didn't we call and make sure we got it? And
I
have them
think
redo it?
Yep, and you're calling both to make sure, or have called both to make sure that, and they both made clerical errors. I think as long as we treat them both fair and equal, and if you double check the measurements, you don't have anything that you wrote down with this individual, do you?
No,
Okay,
he took it.
all right.
It was like late up there.
I suppose what we do is just table this then until we can get it clarified. Maybe
Well, we
that's-
can come back to it, let's take care of this, and as long as we get over to,
All right, by
you know what I
6
mean?
o'clock.
It'll only take a second, I got tapes in the truck and,
Sure.
okay?
All right. Good afternoon.
Hello again.
How we doing? Good.
Get through your bids.
Well,
We both had clerical errors, so we're calling, we had to call them.
yeah,
That doesn't work. All right. So we talked about 3 years, but then you guys mentioned 5. So we think, we would like to go 5 years with you guys. We mentioned the 3-year match up to 40. are you guys looking,
No, they're gonna match, you guys gonna match wherever we get to 5 years, right?
Right.
or how, okay.
That
yes,
is
yes,
correct.
sorry.
The way I feel, 60,000 is what it's gonna
Yes.
cost,
Yes,
the lost one.
essentially that's what,
Yes.
yep,
Mhm.
yes, what
Okay, you got a
you're,
lid on 60,000 then.
Well,
basically.
60 and 60 would be
Yes,
120.
we raise 60, they would
Right,
match 60
Right.
off of that
Yep.
5 years.
Mhm.
Spread it
Yep.
out over
Yep,
the-
spread it out over the
Yeah.
5 years.
And that
Yes,
it would be a 5-year loan, and then as you do your
Correct.
fundraising, we match that, you know,
that would all,
and in
yeah,
theory, it should all be 60-60,
yes,
you know.
yep,
And if you ended up with 60 the first year, great.
yeah.
so
That's
you're gonna give us the 120,000 right off the bat,
We would-
or not off the bat, but
Correct.
whenever.
We would-
Yes.
we
When
get
you
that.
need it.
Or
Yes.
as you get
So-
invoices, cause I would still have to pay off of an invoice.
That's
Yes.
right,
Yeah.
okay.
And did you come up with an interest rate?
Well, Nicole and I kinda emailed today, and Melinda's on vacation, but she thought we were getting 0.5.
Well, that's what I wasn't quite sure
Yeah.
what it was, she emailed me back,
Okay,
and the lost funds is earning
or
0.1,
0.1, okay,
yes.
so it was a little
Because
different.
Fed rates
Yeah.
are so
Yeah.
low,
Well,
so it's at 0.1.
I would say whatever we did the Norway fire truck at,
Well, and that one we're not locked in yet either, cause we gave them the 10% matches all so far, so.
okay, all right, well, then we
But
haven't
yeah, we
matched
would have
that.
to probably
All right,
do
well
the
then,
same.
to be decided and agreed upon. How's that sound?
What are you thinking, what, have you put a number
I
out
wouldn't
there for
think we
each
would go
number?
over probably that, wouldn't we? Keep it what we're getting on the
What percentage then? Name it.
0.1 is what Melinda thought.
It's in the general fund,
Right.
correct, it's 0.1%.
Well, cause the last one comes in
That's pretty
is
cheap.
automatic direct deposit.
That's 1/10%.
I know it.
No, if there's.
That's pretty close to free.
Lost
So-
funds,
That's
yeah,
what I
if
was
lost
gonna say.
funds are in
What'd you
certificate
what
of
figure?
deposit.
10.1?
Yeah. I mean, then you would have to-
You just go work and say
Move it out of the
0%
direct.
interest?
Well, that's, if you're gonna do that, then it might be 0% interest.
I don't know that we could do that, though.
Yeah,
Okay.
see, I was leaning on at least 1 point, no, excuse me, 1% interest.
1%.
That's what I was leaning on.
I would say you guys.
Between 1 to
have
1.5 even.
We need
Well-
to get that,
And that, you know, we haven't even discussed, this is,
well, we can't discuss it
yeah,
until we're in a meeting.
Yes.
And so I would think the smart thing to do would be visit with Melinda.
Yeah, well, cause
And-
like Nicole knows our operating account is through Farmers, so.
You know, because we do this with, for example, road improvements, just like south of Benton, where we allowed them
Specials
to, that is correct. And I don't know what that interest
We
rate
haven't done
was.
that one yet either because,
Yeah,
yeah.
so,
So yeah, we would have to be consistent.
well,
with-
hold it, that was done.
It's done, but we haven't billed them back because we're
Okay,
waiting on the final
okay.
bills from Myron, so.
All right. Because, you know, it's, fair is
Yeah.
fair.
Yep.
It's
I-
not gonna be 10%.
I don't think you're looking at anything. I'm guessing at the bank, it's probably somewhere around 4.5%. That would be a.
they had an offer
Yes.
already, right? If I remember right, you said on Tuesday, so,
Yeah.
It was
and we're way underneath that anyway.
37.
I think we were under, he was offering under 4.
Yeah,
Wasn't it
Okay.
like
Just under
3.75?
yeah,
3.75,
I mean,
yeah.
Either way.
And we're thinking
If we
probably
can
at the
go at
max, 1.5. But we'd like to get that clarified, I think, with Melinda.
Well, I don't think we can charge these guys any more than what we're charging everybody else.
Well, that's right. But we don't know what we're charging everybody else. And we're not
You don't
even
have any
gonna,
contracts on.
So it sounds like you guys are the ones that are gonna have to decide on a percentage rate,
Mhm.
and then we're just gonna be consistent, cause we're gonna have to drop the paperwork.
Yes,
it will be consistent with everyone then,
Yeah.
including Norway and or the roads.
As long as it's locked in,
Right,
I would say this year.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously,
yeah.
if the rates fluctuate next year.
and they're not gonna sign
Rates are gonna fluctuate
paperwork
next
right
month.
now.
Well, but not just.
Yeah.
I was gonna say home loans went up to 4%, they said today.
Yeah,
That was on the news,
it's happening.
for a 30-year contract. So you probably know all about
And I
that.
understand that, fellas, with, when you're loaning money out like this. But planning on paying it all back.
Of course.
So
Well-
why can't we go 0%? Because you guys, I mean, that money is yours. It was just given to you. Am I right?
It's not just given, it's tax assessments is what it is.
Right, exactly.
And so, I hate to think of my property tax, or when I go to the grocery store, that I just give them that tax
Certain
money.
percentage.
And I don't just give it willingly. Okay? So I am assessed or taxed that. And if we ran around giving free money, we would have more takers than you could shake a stick at.
You got
I think-
free money?
Sure.
I've never had free money. And so, it's not necessarily free. And,
No, but it's drawn in from
correct.
hotel and
And I'm thinking
grocery
that,
and merchandise.
quite honestly, the offer of paying back perhaps 50%, 50 cents on the dollar, I think that's a hell of a deal. I really do. And if I could go down to the bank, borrow 100,000 and only pay back 50 at 0%, I need some paperwork quick. So, yeah, I think 1 to 1.5% for a max is a hell of a bargain, especially when your loan is only gonna be paid back 50 cents on the dollar, because we're gonna match the other 50 cents. And I don't care where the money came from, you're a taxpayer too. Yes, it's part your money, it's part their money, etc. So, yeah. And
I would
as,
guess that this money isn't gonna come in at more than 1, or maybe 1.5 at the most.
well, that's what I'm saying. Once we get with Melinda and get the recommendation, then we'll use that as our guideline and treat everyone the same.
You guys had a board meeting then?
Is what you.
Well,
What's that?
Yes.
You had a board
Yes.
meeting,
Yep,
and
we had a meeting last night. Yep.
can I ask,
8.
how was it received? Our offer?
Well,
Good, yeah.
all 8 that were able to make it it was all 8 in favor, so we
Okay.
discussed.
so 5-year at max of 1.5%. And we're doing a 50-50 as far as your payback, up to 60,000
Over that
from the
point.
county.
Yeah.
Does that sound correct?
If you're gonna go dollar wise, they're gonna pay, say they stretch this out to 5 years. I don't know if I'd just go dollar for dollar match, because otherwise you'll be,
Well,
I'm
they
saying you
wanted,
would, you'll be figuring the interest, the 1% interest in on that 60,000.
well, it's gonna be
Yeah,
on
just
the
depend on what
unpaid
comes in
balance.
each year and
Yeah,
as that interest
Yeah.
accrues, if we pay more down the first year,
Right.
then our interest is gonna be lower.
Yep,
So
Right, it's on the
that'll
unpaid balance.
adjust with
Yeah.
the amortization.
Right.
yeah, I just go dollar for dollar match and leave out the 60,000.
Well, but we're paying 100% of the interest, so
Yeah.
it would be a maximum of 60. Because the
From
interest is
us.
on, the interest is on us,
Mhm.
off of that 120,000. So
Right.
that's, yeah.
So, good with that?
Okay.
Okay, so it's gonna be, the loan would be for 5 years
Mhm.
with a max of 1.5, which would be, we'll get Melinda's input with that. Then we will come up with our guidepost for treating everyone the same. And we would do a 50-50 match up to 60,000. They pay, if they can fundraise and pay the other 60 plus interest, I think that's how we need to make it work.
Now, if it all clicks, you'll need the money before probably May or June already, right?
Right.
Hopefully.
Well, we sent the check in half of the materials yesterday already.
Okay,
Yeah. But we said we were gonna pay the first, you know, we had the 50,000.
Yep,
so
yep.
it's gonna be the,
yep.
what is it, a little less than 20,000, I think.
So if we put in after July 1st, I'll put in the full 120 then. That way I know from my budgeting.
No, they're gonna need it before then, because they're hoping to get it done in June.
We're
here.
hoping, no, it's,
But I don't wanna cut us short, so is there, well, let's see, if it's
We-
the end of June. We might, if we have to amend for spending, I just gotta make sure we have enough spending authority. It's not that we don't have the funds, but county, we have to make
Right.
sure it's spending authority.
I called him. I guess you know, night before, yeah, I called him. And he says, well, I got some bad news. It went up 20 cents a pound, so that was another $8,160 what we have to pay out to.
So we
Locked in,
want
right?
to get it done
So he
before they have
said-
any other price increases.
Sure.
He also said,
That was in one day.
Had
yeah,
that with equipment happening.
another
Yeah.
Sure.
6
You guys have
cents
seen it.
for March, what they're thinking, so that's why I
Yeah,
was saying
so
it.
that's why we,
Because it
Cut the
went
check
up
right
today, another 6 cents, so.
Let's see what I have in there currently for that.
Another thing I got while we're doing that, too, I looked in the, this is from, one of the newspapers, and during meetings of the Benton County Attorney Dave Thompson suggested having the supervisors appoint 3 members to the fair board.
A member, not 3.
I think he said 3.
It says it in there.
Mhm.
Oh, he was saying
Thompson
that
suggested
we would
having the
appoint
supervisors
yeah,
appoint
it's
three.
mostly I think.
I think that's where the 3 come in.
Because we're short a few
Yeah.
members.
I thought that was one of us 3 that he was talking about.
But with that
No,
said,
like having you 3 appoint 3
3 members.
outside
Mhm.
Yes.
people or whatever.
Okay.
That's how I took it. that
and we
Yeah.
aren't
Which
in
I
favor of that at all.
Which you had said, well, we're not going there, I think.
Just I think we've been running it good, and we know we're looking. Contacted one already. How should I say it? We just can't get anybody off the street, and they wanna be, we could have them filled tomorrow.
You want somebody good.
Well, yeah,
That's going to be involved
yeah.
and help.
Mhm.
'Cause
I can
somebody
understand that.
You point 3 and they come to 2 meetings and come to the fair, and guess what? We're stuck with them. It's happened already, so,
Mhm.
so we don't want that in,
Okay.
there's a contract or something like that.
I don't know that that was going to be a clause in the
Okay.
agreement.
Just wanted
We
to,
just wanna make sure.
Of
Yeah.
course,
It isn't
of
a
course.
clause.
Yeah.
When
because
it was
we aren't gonna go
brought
for
up.
that.
Yeah, I don't think
So-
there's any contingency with that.
Okay,
That was just a suggestion from
sure.
county attorney.
Yep,
So,
Appreciate it.
Are you looking for a motion?
Would you be in time to let one of us supervisors just to sit on your meetings? Do you have a problem with that?
No,
They're open.
they're open.
yeah. I guess during the whole meeting, or you just got business there?
No, just for the whole meeting, just to sit, you know, I'm on the conservation board. There again, I have no sway, no say, no nothing. I just sit there and listen to what's going on.
Okay.
Just informational
Yes,
more than
They're
anything.
called the
right?
ex
Yes.
officio or whatever, they don't act on it.
Or if there's
Okay, I
an issue.
got one
We don't
other
have a
thing
problem with
too. Now, is this being recorded or anything?
Of
yep.
course.
Okay.
Always are.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody's even watching it right now. I can see you.
no, that's fine.
Oh,
'Cause I can't read.
Usually it'll tell me
Okay,
how
that's
many
fine.
people are
But-
logged
But
in, but
anyone could ask for a copy of the
Yeah, yeah.
tape,
Okay.
so, yep.
and that's probably how Megan got it. He gets, he
Yeah,
watches it.
they do.
Is there anything
Today
else
had
subject
contacted me.
to this? As I'd like to get this nailed down before we get off on a
Sure.
side street.
the motion and then we'll, have to draw up paperwork too. So
Correct.
make that in the motion to make sure the county attorney.
That's
Okay.
one thing. Dave will probably write it up.
Yes,
Can
He-
you
he
get a
does
copy
all of
that
them.
and have our
of
lawyer
course,
read it
of
too
course.
first?
That would be a good
Obviously,
idea.
I'm just asking you guys.
Mhm.
I would
No,
assume
no.
we would want it back on for action item to sign the,
Correct.
That we get a copy of it and then come back.
Prior to.
Well, we're not, we don't have to do this overnight, because remember when I told Dave if he would do it, give him 2 weeks to get it done?
Yes.
That's fine.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
that, he gets it done,
Yeah.
you guys can have a copy, or else he can even email your attorney. If I remember right, it's probably Jennifer.
Yeah,
He could email that, you know what I mean, to save time instead of snail mail, and let her look at it, and
I
then,
was just asking.
Yep,
guys,
yep.
and-
well, we haven't told her anything, you know, about
Nope.
what we're doing here,
Yep.
so we
yep.
probably want a meeting with her too, so.
I think usually she watches the YouTubes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, probably.
Yeah. Last time I was down there, she knew all, yeah. That, I mean, we just, yeah,
Okay,
we can do that.
all right. Rick?
Well, if there's nothing else, what I said earlier, I'd make that motion, and County Attorney Dave Thompson was going to draw up paperwork as per our conversation earlier,
Okay,
so.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you,
Okay.
gentlemen.
Thank you guys.
Did you have anything else?
I just have one thing, because I just want to make it clear and on the record, that I did email Haley and Melinda.
Yep.
Because I do work at the bank and I don't want a conflict of
Oh,
interest.
sure.
That with HIPAA
Yep.
and, you know, privacy and all that kind of thing. So I did contact them for reference back in regards to what the interest rates were.
Yep.
Just to
And
clarify.
that's what her and I
on
talked about.
What the
our
interest
operating
rate was
account.
for the lost funds.
Yep.
So, on the record.
Do what you gotta do.
Yes. I
Got
don't have any issues.
One question for you guys, totally off the subject. I was approached yesterday from somebody, and I won't mention his name. Everybody will find out. He has a Lutz cattle chute, loading chute, good shape on wheels. Willing to donate it to you guys, the Fair Board, if you're interested in it.
We have one right now.
You don't need it.
Is that your issue? On the issue?
Oh, I can look at it and let you know again, I guess.
It's not
Okay.
bad shape. I've
No.
moved it around 100 times over the last 20 years, but.
And
Okay,
only time we use it is when the cattle go out in the semis.
okay,
Otherwise, everything's, you know, pretty. well
Trailer.
covered.
yep, yep.
We can certainly
He
look at
just brought it to my attention and he'd be willing to donate it.
Yeah,
Would be
So I
fantastic.
says I would contact you and,
Let's leave that open, Tracy, yeah.
yeah, we'll look at ours and see what kind of shape it is. and
okay,
I think it's, yeah,
alrighty.
yeah.
I'll leave you in charge.
Can I screw that up too? Just-
No. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Like I said, just keep invoices, because that's what I'll get audited on, so.
So we have the estimate, which
I'll
I
have,
did not give you a copy
No,
of
that's fine,
that.
and that you can scan
But
me later
that's
on.
what had the 50% down. So do you want us to have him invoice us
If
for
you
like
would,
that
for the separate
50%
amount.
down?
I'll give him a call and,
Yep.
Invoice
Have
that?
him.
Or like as
Like
you.
every time, like, we need a separate invoice for that.
Right.
Perfect.
yep.
We'll get that.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Tracy, do you wanna go measure that?
Yep. I will.
We've got a little bit of time here.
Yep,
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
we got some people.
I think you
calling
could
in
probably go out this way.
No,
Yeah.
we're still on, we have,
It'll save about 20 steps.
Yeah.
no.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, take care, bye-bye.
I took it off for painting.
Wonder if we could take a recess. You're the acting, he's out right
Yes,
now.
I would.
Okay, then she could probably stop the tape.
Yeah.
He's always a pain. Is it like the last one? It's pretty good.
Wait till check. Here he is. Let's take a
Yeah,
recess.
you don't have to do that before that.
Okay.
That's-
Motion been made to make a recess.
And seconded.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're gonna
Well, they're supposed to be coming in too. Who are you calling now?
Mona.
Yeah, 'cause here, I'll show you what her email. It's for the regional meeting for the 24th, but at the agenda, they need to send all this stuff by the 11th.
Right.
Okay.
So if you give her worst case scenario amount for their agenda, and we could still get our notices, and I would say we'd be okay.
Well, like I say, I'm a little concerned because both of these were goofed up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean, we have more than one reason. It didn't make
Yeah,
publication
just-
and there was clerical errors. Wonder how many other city officials will remember, Lonnie.
What's that?
Said I wonder if anybody else is gonna remember to come tonight.
I.
You might be a
don't
lone
know
wolf.
to-do list, so I'm just following instructions. I don't know how that works. But I'm here, I'm not sure it matters. But
It matters
another
you're here.
meeting.
That's right, at this time of year, right?
Mona, it's Tracy Seaman. Hey, can you give me a call when you get this message? Thanks. She probably says it's after 5. I'm not answering.
I'm pretty sure, like I said, that regional board's the 24th.
I think you're right,
Yes, I
but she
think it
needs,
is, yes.
they need to have it so they can look at it. The board members, it'd be in the packet,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean?
I know, is that what
But
one they sent out the
I was gonna,
11th?
yeah, why can't we give a, that's what I guess I wanna ask her. Give a higher estimate than what's actually gonna cost? But we don't know who we're going with yet.
Well, and then if we do republish, then we could have them fix their clerical errors.
How'd you even hear this? Oh, I got stuck in the back door.
He's got the badge.
There's Shelby's knee where they fixed her
Oh,
kneecap.
yeah. Poor girl.
Looks like it's about 1.5 feet long.
What was she
And they
doing
fixed-
when she did that?
Slipped in water.
Ouch, that makes my hurt thinking about
Ugh.
broke her kneecap. Oh, no.
Who is that?
They
Shelby,
just our law enforcement
Check off.
liaison.
ouch.
Yeah, she.
She's young, that'll probably be.
So I thought they said they fixed your
for all her
kneecaps. It
adult
appears to me like they could have put a whole knee in with a cut like
Oh,
that.
gosh, yes.
I think I almost, yeah.
Ain't that a big one?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I don't want her the rest of her life.
Wow.
That's what I'm
Winter
saying.
time,
I
cold
broke
weather.
my ankle about 10 years ago, and every so often I'll get shooting pain in it.
Yes, about every night.
Yeah, and it's like weird. You're not even putting pressure on it, and it'll be like something's in there.
Uh-huh.
I had good knees all my life.
I'm leaning towards
Starting over again?
yes, because these are not,
That's really the right way to do it.
I know it, because they're not correct.
And see, I figured the local guys, if they wanna bid on it,
Yeah.
Well, if we advertise again, whether they're local or not,
Go off and stay a while. You're done, yeah.
so do we need formal action?
she called back, I had her on silent.
I was gonna say, I never heard it ring.
Phone tag you're at. Yeah, hey, got a question. We got 2 bids on the concrete for the driveway that we're up here today working on. Both of them had errors in their bids. So we're leaning on, we're gonna start all over from scratch. So can we get something in writing to you that you can take to the board as a worst case scenario? Yes?
I have to have my numbers for the amount that we're asking.
Yeah?
We have to send it to her on Monday.
You gotta send it to her on Monday.
Yep. So if you wanna give me worst case scenario number,
Yep,
put that in there.
okay,
If we spend it, fantastic.
okay, okay, okay,
But yeah, so if you give me that number by Monday,
okay. Will you be up here in your office Monday?
by Monday, yeah, I will be in the office on that.
Okay, and then on the bid, do you actually need a bid or do you just need a number? Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep. Okay, got it, got it. Okay,
Remember when you said you vacuumed it? It wasn't in your original reports that I had, it was good.
What was on that?
okay,
Your spreadsheet.
okay. Yep, yep, okay,
I had to have.
got it, Mona.
Yeah, so when I import, I must have caught those, because when I looked at your original one, it wasn't.
Yeah? No, I was gonna say I ain't got one.
No,
Okay, well, I did not, last time I looked, I didn't. I guess I can turn my laptop on up here by now.
What night was that assessors meeting?
it's over here at the service
That
center.
was this week.
Okay, and
Was
now
that
that's,
No, it's not this week.
It was last,
What are we,
No,
9,
last
11
meeting.
E Avenue?
8/11.
8,
What
11
time was
E
the
Avenue.
No.
last?
what day
Per-
was it?
Yep, you can tell them.
okay, now which
Yeah, look,
Alright.
Which project?
first.
That Sarah's project?
it was on the first.
Oh, that's the big one?
Okay.
Oh, both of them.
You don't know when the next one is?
I think it's
Okay.
the 8th. of
Okay.
March.
On the Abbey Center too?
I got it down as the first of March,
Oh, okay.
30 days later.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll pull my computer up, look at it, okay? Okay. Okay, got it.
We got tax work to do. I hate that.
Actually, it was, yeah, I was gonna start on it today, but things fell through, so. Okay. Okay. Nope. Okay. Got it. Okay. Okay. All right, well, thanks, Mona. Okay, bye. All she needs is a number by Monday. So we can start from scratch.
Estimate?
Just a number, not even anything on paper.
Okay, all right, very
So
good.
That'll
I
work,
think
and then
we
we'll
should-
start from scratch again
Okay,
tomorrow
so you
in the
wanna
paper.
Yep, well, let's set a date then on an agenda item.
All right.
Because we change it.
I would guess that you're gonna,
I need it,
I'm
I'll call them.
Yep.
I'd make it a little higher.
Yeah. Definitely. Just throw a round figure out, I'd say 150,000 or 160,000,
Do you wanna shoot?
No, I
No?
don't, no. I think you need to,
or go with a high one.
I think we need to reject these bids.
We are,
Okay, need a motion to reject them
okay,
and to re-advertise.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
for those. And I would give them a Mona, a bid that is high enough to cover everything, even if it, because if this came back again, you know, we may have different, well, we should have different bids, totally.
mm-hmm,
But I think you wanna cover your butt with Mona
mm-hmm.
as far as a value.
Well, like I said, I need.
Something under $250,000.
I need a price by Monday, so,
Yeah,
so if you wanna start with the first one about the rejection.
Yep.
Make a motion.
that's my motion.
Second.
All in
And-
favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Aye,
and to re-advertise
okay,
and, for bids again on
Okay.
this. Okay. And then I would,
That's all I do, is just re-advertise. And then
correct,
what we send to her,
can be, well, you can pull a number out of the air.
yeah.
Doesn't, yeah, and I wouldn't, yeah,
It should be for us to do our, 'cause
Right.
you wanna make sure it gets in the library, I would assume.
these two individuals should be contacted then that they're being rejected. And they
Yep.
need to clarify.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You must have saw somebody. I didn't
So then I'll put it on the agenda maybe next week. Do you wanna set a
see
date?
somebody?
Or when we're gonna do the bids opening? Because
Well,
I've been trying to.
I'll be in the
watch.
same boat. If I send it to her
5:30 and all the
tomorrow,
mayors,
she
we
misses
got
next
one.
Wednesday's live
One that
wire.
went to the
You,
office.
you will not be able to get it in the paper tomorrow.
So
but
I
you
would say
could
the
get it
earliest
in-
we would do it for March first.
You could get it in Tuesday's.
got one to pull it in
paper,
right now.
Tuesday and Wednesday, and possibly, yeah,
Yeah. And then the following or the
Right.
live wire. So let's shoot for March first for the bid opening.
sure.
Let me see what time we got.
You must have locked that door the other day.
Hmm?
Did you lock that one the other day?
Mm-hmm,
When I came back in to lock it, it was already locked.
mm-hmm.
Just somebody walking around trying to get in?
Mayor Vinton's coming in right now.
Okay.
Or Vinton, Atkins.
Atkins, okay.
We could do 10-ish.
Good.
10-ish?
10.
Yep.
That'll work.
That's all right.
Hello.
So I'll put 10.
Dispatcher sent me to the right place anyway, so.
That'd be March 1st for bid opening at 10
o'clock.
a.m.
Yep.
Emails got a little twisted and I thought, where the hell is this at anyway?
Well, I apologize. I send it to all the clerks because I always
So
contact
we
them
need a
easier
motion?
than I do all you guys.
I think we
She
did.
just put it out and
Not for the dates.
down in Mexico.
We haven't done it for the dates yet.
Okay.
Not for the
Oh.
meeting.
Good.
Second.
No, I'm so used
All in
to
favor?
it.
She's got the
Over here,
dates.
yeah. You know, we actually, I forgot one other person
Hello,
walked into
Mayor.
the courthouse one day too,
Good.
and we're like, oh, sorry.
Good evening.
You got the dates?
Yep, March 1st at 10 o'clock.
He made the motion, I seconded it.
So I'll redo that publication and get it sent back out. But we're gonna keep the specs the same, or did you come up with different?
No, we said 45, but
That-
we measured it.
As you've got on your
Sheet, whatever.
Sheet.
Yeah,
So leave it
and-
as
got
is?
that.
Yeah.
leave it as
You
is.
got it.
Yeah,
I think that sheet's wrong. I think it's 40.
No,
On the
you
sheet.
No.
just leave it
it
as
is 40, but I think we went longer to get out in the grass.
So do we want it 45? Or do we want
Leave
it
it
40?
as the sheet
Yep.
is.
Yep.
That way you're not muddying the waters
Yep.
or changing any
This,
of the parameters.
this guy here from Cedar Rapids, all he's gotta do is put another one and he's done.
Correct. Unless he wants to adjust his
Right.
bid.
Okay. I'll
Who
tweak
knows,
that.
maybe the price of concrete went down.
Mm-hmm. Manhattan was supposed to open up today. I don't know if they did or didn't.
They did.
They did?
At least they did at Blairstown because there was a truck.
They were supposed to pour 60 yards for the state, so
Okay.
let's
You
get
will-
at
You will
these guys
notify
next.
these two, Tracy, you'll
What's that?
call both of those
Yes,
people.
I wrote his name down because I'm gonna leave these, go back
Yep. keep
to the
that.
courthouse.
Okay,
And I got Dan's cell phone number. Now, before we get too carried away, what was the dates on the opening?
March 1st at 10 o'clock. So I'll tweak the notice and get it sent out, because otherwise I didn't want to miss the
And
live
that's
wire
Tuesday,
again.
correct?
Right.
It's gotta be,
Yep,
Yeah, it is, yeah.
because it isn't a leap year.
okay. And that's the opening, correct?
Yes.
Okay, got it. All right. Sheriff, take over.
We sent out letters on, raising contract prices. We're very low from where we should be charging. We found out from another meeting that we may be behind the 8 ball in getting the letters out to you guys. Your city budgets may be too far along to do much this year. Is that correct, kind of from what we found out the
Well,
other
I
night?
was afraid your maximum levy notice might have already been published, right?
Right, they have that.
You guys are ahead of me, I haven't done mine yet,
Hasn't been approved yet, but it's.
Yeah, that's
been
us.
published, but-
but mine's getting ready to go out this week, so.
That is the, I think, general consensus
Yep,
that, you know, you're pretty well stuck where you are.
Yep. So here within the next 60, 90 days, we'll be sending out some figures so you kind of know where we're coming from. Our cost, if we take our total patrol budget and do the math and divide it out, we're just a little over $71 an hour. So we're looking at a considerable increase. And then we're gonna go back and see the amount of hours we've put in the different towns to see if what you've contracted is year to year covering. We can track that for everybody except we can track it for Shelburne, but we don't get as many years.
I'm at a meeting right now. I'll have to call you later tonight.
But we can track it back for the other cities for several years.
Okay, do that.
And we'll be able to get you a very close
Okay,
figure
okay, no
as
problem.
to,
Bye.
what the board is, what we'll be trying to raise it to. What's your wag on that? There's no way we're gonna catch it all. We know that. We know we just can't do that all at one. My best estimate, %, would be $7.50 an hour.
See, we said more than that though.
What will we think?
35.
So we're-
They're paying 25 now.
Increase,
Huh?
estimated increase at $12?
$10. East.
Let me figure this out.
Do you want your letter, copy of it?
Yeah.
Because it's right here.
3250, I believe, is
Yes.
the number there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you should charge Bruce more. He's closer to Cedar Rapids. No, just kidding.
We're probably getting a lot of that.
I'm just kidding, but 30% is the 3250. So it'll be in that neighborhood somewhere. But then we'll do a study and we'll come and meet with each council individually and show you what's gone on over the last however many years we can pull out so everybody knows what your true numbers are and what we put in.
And by those true numbers, that's what the new budget will be set at, or the new billing, kind of?
Like you
or-
guys, in your situation, I don't see that your hours are gonna go up or down, probably just the same.
Okay.
We've got two of the small communities that it's pretty tough. We don't actually, we just cruise through, make a couple laps, and then we head out. If we get one or two calls, we don't get many calls in the zone anymore. Those are the two smallest communities.
Well, Ron, I know in the past, for example, Atkins, we've been going over our contracted hours. And we've been talking, and we actually baked in an increase in our budget to, because we knew that was a concern of the supervisors, and so we were looking to, that was probably gonna come to a point where we would pay for actual hours, possibly.
Okay.
So, you know, because we talked a little bit last summer
Yep.
about some options there. So I just wanted to throw that out to you, that we've kind of planned to.
We will put all those numbers together for you
Mhm.
and show you kind of where we've been at over several years run and kind of give us an average figured out. So Lonnie, you're in a different boat.
I think you should divide Shelburne by the rest of the hours, years that these guys put into. Help me out a little bit.
We're getting you a new bridge. Does that sound fair to everybody? Good way to look at it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, we, in Atkins, we feel that we're getting a good deal, basically, but that to pay, you know, if we got people in our city doing things, then we should pay for them, so it's not that, we've started to look at what costs are to run an operation.
yeah.
Because, you know, you've helped us a little bit with that too, and so that's kind of a scary number, and we realize we've gotta either ramp up to that or work out something with you folks to make it happen, so, that's kind of what we were looking at last spring. Now, we've got new council members since then, but I have gauged them a little bit to say, you know, we need to support our folks, so that's what we've been looking at.
When was this last redone? Was it 1990?
No, we raised from, what did we raise, $1?
It was like 3 years.
3 or 4 years ago?
Oh, yeah.
Went from 22 to 25, I think it was, about 3.
Maybe 22.50.
Here,
I
I
think
can
we
let,
went $1.50.
let me look back.
And how much time do you spend, like in Atkins now, compared to what you did in 2000?
Atkins is 18 hours a week,
Contracted.
contracted.
But we knew we were going over that number.
Shelburne is 20, and the two small communities are an hour a week.
If I may, Lonnie,
Is that
when,
I think so.
I think that's.
when you came to the board 2-3 years ago, I think we had stated, you know, we were gonna do it for 1, possibly 2 years to, you know, for you guys to gear up and perhaps go back to your own department. Do you recall any of that conversation or not?
I recall you guys saying that.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get at, yes. And of course,
The problem is, Rick, there is no logical way for a community of 1,000 people to run any kind of police force. There's not enough money, because to do that, even if you are bare bones, nothing of a service, you have to have 3 officers, 4 really. And there's just no way in hell we can do that. It's
You're
not-
looking at
And
200.
be functioning.
oh, I understand.
Because no,
Yeah.
what will happen is what happened before. We'll pay for a guy who heads out of town every time the bank's robbed, and we'll be calling these guys anyway. And at that, every time, this is not gonna sound very good, but anytime there's things that seem to happen, you can't expect your officer to be on call 24/7.
Correct.
So, I don't know how we massage that to make it function.
The days of the small town, one guy in a police department, the way I look at it is, you're kinda setting the guy up in that situation, he's gonna fail.
Absolutely, there's no way you can win.
There's just no way.
So at that, though, the cost and the service, quality of service, so I can honestly tell you, I don't wanna brag them up, but their response time's quicker than our guy that was in town. Almost 100%. It's just that much, and the training and things that are required,
That's where you really get into trouble.
yeah, well, you've gotta send that guy out and he's gone half the time, so.
Well, and
It's just a bad
this has
thing.
been the same problem for decades. I mean, it's nothing new, obviously. And so, unfortunately, over the decades, since the local officer has basically gone away, the sheriff's office has picked up, but they haven't kept up with
With the cost.
with the cost. And the unfortunate is, the rural community supplements the urban communities and for law enforcement. And that's a toughie.
Well,
So-
on that note, I don't know, in our community, we've kind of kicked around the idea of just, what if we did have the sheriff do our policing, but we paid a fair, whatever the rate is, so to speak, to cover that cost. That, we see that too, like Shellsburg does, that it may contribute to a better force in Benton County as well as ours, if we could help, pay that full share on that. So that's kind of what we were looking at
Sure.
for budget wise. And we hadn't talked to Ron yet this year, but we were using some numbers he gave to us last
Yeah.
year and worked up. But so if that was on the table to say, okay, if the city's really willing to pay a certain rate, and I don't know if it could be based on population, or I realize the smaller ones may not be able to do that.
We've kind of looked at that,
Is that
at a
possible?
population, a per capita type thing.
Yeah.
I probably need Haley to help us with that one.
Or even if we hit, let's say, a threshold fee, and then if you went above that, then there'd be a negotiated rate that's the 71 or whatever it would be above what the county and supervisors feel that is fair to spend for that service in that town. I'm thinking, see, we're not too far behind Belle Plaine in population. But haven't talked to them yet. We plan to. How do they run their operation? And does that,
Short most of the time.
so maybe they could benefit from something like this too, where where we end up adding,
It
the force
would-
all the
Other
way
counties
around.
do the per capita. Other counties do the per capita.
I think so.
I think Lynn County
Yeah.
does, for example.
One of the kickbacks we got just a week or so ago, when we were talking dispatch fees,
Yeah.
because those have gone, same situation. The communities that are contributing towards dispatch, costs, they were kicking and screaming that not all the communities are contributing to that. And so, it's a toughie, Benton and Belle Plaine currently contribute to dispatch fees or costs. But dispatch isn't figured in that 7112.
No.
That's just an officer. And there's more,
Dispatch is not far behind.
exactly. And so, this is it's a real pig.
Well,
Yeah.
at the end
No
of the
pun
day.
intended, Ron.
At the end
Oh,
of the
yeah,
day,
sorry.
We, as the county and as communities in the county, need to help pay for the officers and a good police, a good system in place helps the county. it helps the towns, it helps everybody, but if
Right.
we have holes in that, I don't think that that helps anybody. And
That's right.
Ron needs more people, he's lost some, and we need more coverage, but that isn't free. And I don't, I make joke around about not paying much, but at the end of the day, there should be a per capita or a per capita plus. If you're a community that has a lot of extra service for some reason, then we should have a little extra fee involved in that if you're actually spending the time. I don't know how that looks or how that plays out, but, I'm pretty sure that there's more calls in Atkins and Shellsburg than there is in Keystone.
We have more going on up the eastern side than the western side.
It makes sense.
Right.
Cedar Rapids is a blessing and a curse.
Right, yeah.
We'll try to put the capital together, we'll reach out to other counties and see if anybody's doing that and what the formula looks like.
That doesn't mean that Keystone shouldn't pay,
Well,
or even Luzerne
it's
or all.
it's gonna have to be the same hourly price for everybody in the end.
Down in Austin, Texas, there's 2 counties involved. One county is known for really good law enforcement, and the other county, not so much. But whenever you ask people where they want to live, they want to live where the good law enforcement is.
Yes, well, you get a reputation, and that's a good reputation to have good law enforcement. A lot of the problems don't come visiting.
Yeah.
They already, there's a huge, resistance there for the cops to stay in Cedar Rapids instead of coming to Benton County.
Yep. Well, I guess the bottom line is, what I was trying to get at is, as per state law, it states that each incorporated community has to provide their own police protection. That's what you're doing by contracting with him. It just, I'm not sure how long we can subsidize total costs, as a county. So he's gonna have to really sharpen the pencil. And we're not looking at 22, 23, because you're already doing your budgets.
We're looking at
We're looking at
25.
23, 24. So,
Not unless they got an extra shekels in their checking account to get rid of.
I was gonna mention that if Ron comes up with numbers on, how many hours we're spending and what we did, we said, let's bump ours up, because we already had been talking, like
Correct.
last
Correct.
year, when we talked to you folks, that, that's just how we felt about it. Let's pay our way
and I don't have a problem with doing the law enforcement contracts. I have a problem subsidizing it.
Sure.
We'll come up with supplemental work for everybody.
What's really great is we got some time.
Yeah.
Well, it just sets him back another year.
We're
Right.
gonna-
Well, but
It's the taxpayers in Benton County who are still paying, That's one of the things, I have a hard time believing that. Last year, that Kenny, when he was, Popenhagen was sheriff, his budget was $1 million. And, he kept on, how's it gonna work? Well, what he's got proposed for this coming fiscal year is over $5 million.
It's huge.
Things changed
Things are just-
pretty drastically in the last 15 years or
Vehicles back then was 10,000 maybe.
maybe.
Now they're 40,
I'll
50,000.
bet you they were less than that.
But that's just unfortunate that it hasn't kept up with the times.
The other side of that is we already do pay some already.
Correct.
So it's not like
County
we're.
resident's a county resident.
That's
That's
right.
correct.
It's out or not.
That's what I gotta get with Haley with to figure out what your,
That's very true. But
We don't wanna pay twice. is
a
what I-
county resident, is not a resident of your community.
True. But
So,
there's still the tax.
I mean, it's a
base.
double-edged sword. It's no right, no
One of the
wrong.
things that came out, a lot of times these things, these events that happen, like our fire department, whatever it might be, those events can happen anywhere.
Of course.
So,
Oh, yes.
if I'm at a ball game in Van Horn, well then, it's nice to have, response and emergency services there and all police protection. So even though I'm a resident of Atkins, I really expect, if it can help everybody,
Mhm.
then we're in favor of that.
You know, one thing that we haven't talked about tonight is these new radios. I mean, it's not just the cars and it's everything. I'm not saying that the radios are a problem, but in order to get all the service we need, it's expensive. I mean, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Technology sucks.
I'm on that
Mark
train.
Gizmos all the time.
I'm learning stuff every day that I didn't think I'd ever have to know.
Spreadsheets
I-
and everything.
Appreciate you gentlemen showing up tonight.
Thank you very much.
Unfortunately, after the dispatch meeting, we kind of realized we were
This year's just.
hitting you
this
kind
year's
of
too far along.
too late.
Well, it's one of those things where we wish we didn't have that maximum levy thing to deal with.
Yeah.
Because it
Yes.
just kind of
I
puts
know,
a big
just-
whack in the whole process.
Especially right now, because we're still, deciphering
Yeah.
things, and if you published it already, well, you can't go above it, and,
Yeah, we're still getting even bids on things we need to get done, and
Mhm.
bids can't come in because everybody's late with the design.
It's kind of what I was just doing, crunching numbers still today for them.
Yeah, so, but like I said, we'd like to explore if there's a way that we can contribute to the whole force and then have coverage in Atkins and see if it's worked in other counties. I know out west where I have relatives, that's how their whole county runs, is they have a county sheriff. The sheriff does policing for pretty much all the communities. And it's fairly consistent. If you're gonna call for police, you're gonna get county,
Mhm.
and they've got a lot of equipment, a lot of people, it seems, but I realize there's always challenges there too, so.
Yeah.
The county has put, a lot of money into law enforcement in the last 4 to 5 years. We've added 3 people, 3 or 4.
When you have your school resource officers and stuff too.
Well, and
It's best.
So how do those what does the school pay?
We send the school the bill, like, all of the withholdings, like, the payroll stuff, and then they reimburse us quarterly.
Okay,
They pretty much foot the bill.
but that also takes a guy off of the street.
Yeah.
But we replaced
So,
it.
You're paying more than just a salary, you're paying
You know what?
They pay the withholdings too, I pay them all that, yeah.
insurance and the
Yeah.
whole thing.
I don't understand. We had 130 kids in our class. We didn't have any law enforcement in high school.
Times have changed.
We didn't even think about having a law enforcement guy in high
Not
school.
everybody was angels like.
Your folks hit you with a switch too, and they
That's
don't
right.
do that no more.
We didn't have the TikTok of,
Well-
TikTok is,
Thank goodness we didn't have social media in my
beat up a
era.
teacher day, shoot up a school day. I mean, whoever came up with that needs to.
but we do have another meeting we need to go
So
to.
if you guys are
So-
good with trying to work up something per capita, that's something Anna and I can play around with too,
Mhm.
so.
Well,
We can go off
Would be
the
great.
new census data.
And your, our city administrator, Kelly Grossberg, she came from Potawatomi County,
Yeah.
and they run on a program.
Yep.
So she had some ideas.
And a lot of times us auditors will send out a little
Yeah.
base camp email and get examples from other counties too, so.
We don't wanna try to reinvent the wheel here. Somebody else is already doing it.
Yeah, sure, there's
Well,
learning.
there we
Going
go.
flat, right?
Thank you, gentlemen.
Leave that way or leave?
You can go out this way. Just wait for that little light above to turn
Alright, are you
green.
guys gonna adjourn this one?
Yes,
What, the sheriff
that's
will
right.
come or what?
And I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Sheriff?